Welcome to another shit. Can't get this together, man. Welcome to another edition of Tony's Timepiece Review. This is Tony Gamble, and today we are going to be reviewing the Victorinox INOX or Inox, which is owned by Victorinox, which is best known for making Swiss Army knives since 1888. They bought out the Wagner watch company, which primarily made Swiss Army watches. I think they bought them out in 2005. Today we're going to be reviewing the Inox or Inox, however you want to however you want to say it. This is a real solid timepiece. And I'll go into some of the details. I mean, obviously, because I'm doing a watch review, so I'll be doing that. Wristwatch check. I am wearing a U-boat 43mm flight deck tonight with a Valjoux 7750. But I'm going to take this off so I can do a shot on the wrist with the Victorinox INOX. I bought this one about a week and a half ago. It has the blue dial with the blue rubber strap. And I've been looking at it for a long time. I wasn't really interested in buying another, $300-400 watch, but I've just been looking at it, and I had to buy it. I'm a big fan of Luminox, for those who have followed any of my videos, and this one in particular is been tested with heat, being rolled over by a 64-ton tank. So it's a pretty brutal watch. And I have to say that I do like it. I don't know if I'm in love with it. But it's made out of 316L stainless steel. It's like really just one big block of 316L stainless steel. It's got a Ronda quartz movement, which, it's a workhorse quartz movement. 200 meters water resistance, which is 660 feet, with a screw down crown, which helps with that water resistance. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and the shape of it's kind of cool. It's primarily brushed stainless steel. And then on these edges around the bezel is polished stainless steel. Basic stuff. Signed buckle. Signed crown. And I know that, on my videos, we all know that I don't get too much detail, and that's probably because I have the camera facing me and there's just too much going on, so you can't see so much of the detail. There's so many watch videos out there where they're just focusing on the watch, and that's primarily what it should be about, but it's my fucking show. I'll do what I want. So if you don't like it, then watch another watch review. There are plenty of them out there. So having said that, all right. So the cool things about this watch is, this thing, it has a lot of weight to it, I'm a fan of Victorinox just because I love the watches, sorry, the knives. I carry this every single day. It's just part of my thing. I use it all the time for anything from cutting open a TV dinner to whatever else you might need a Swiss Army knife for. This, I like it because I like the style of it. I love the Luminox military watches, but I also like this because it can also be worn dressed up. Not that I dress up, but it can be used and worn as a piece that is, if you did wear a suit and tie, then that's great. If you dressed sort of more business casual, it would work in that element as well. And it's absolutely almost indestructible. If you look at some of the Luminox testing that they did on this with the fire, the heat, being rolled over by a tank, dropped from a 3-story building. It's indestructible almost. And it came with a bumper, which is a rubber thing you put over top for additional, durability. And there's a guy, I can't remember who did it, but it was from a well-known watch company going, well, if it's so durable, why do they have a bumper? It's because you're a fucking idiot, dude. And the thing is stainless steel still scratches. So it's basically for those, if you do, bump into things and mess your watch up, it won't scratch the stainless steel with the bumper on. So that's what that's for, Mr. Know-It-All watch guy who can't figure out why it came with a bumper. The bumper is ugly as hell. I mean, but it's what it is. So the case is 43 millimeters. And the strap is rubber. Okay, now a lot of people know that I have Luminox that come with a rubber strap, but that's actually a silicone strap. Silicone straps are cool. They're very soft and they're very squishy kind of, but they don't last that long. Solid rubber lasts a long time. The only other watch I have with a solid rubber strap, not silicone, is a Hamilton khaki navy sub. And that's a little bit softer, but it's very durable as well. Rubber is a lot more expensive, so the quality of the strap is absolutely amazing. And you can see those ridges in there, and that's also helps with the stretching. So I'm going to put this on the wrist real quick so you can see what it looks like. And again, you can wear this watch dressed up, dressed down, and it kind of almost has the look of an Audemars offshore, possibly a Royal Oak, without the screws in the bezel. Not that you're buying it for that reason, because it's stupid to buy a watch just because it looks like something else. But it does have that element of class to it, which is what I like. So I can wear this. So I've said in previous videos with my Luminox watches that if I was in any kind of situation like zombie apocalypse or an earthquake or something serious, this watch will hold up, no doubt, beyond even my Luminox, because most of my Luminox, apart from a couple, don't have sapphire crystals. And your watch is only strong as its weakest link. And, but the Luminox has tritium gas tubes, which I like because you can see that, 24 hours a day, in the night. This obviously doesn't, but it does have lume. And for those of you who really like lume, I don't know, the lume on this isn't all that great, but you know what? The watch is nice. I'm not in love with it. I do like it. I've had it for about a week and a half, and I've barely worn it. I find myself tonight I'm wearing my U-boat flight deck. Last couple of days I was wearing a glycine and my Hamiltons and things like that. And but I do like this watch. It's got a red second hand. It's really easy to see what time it is because the watch is big. There's been other watch reviews that are, like, oh, if this watch was smaller, I would definitely wear it, but it's just too big. It's too big. It's too big. Well, it's 43 millimeters, and it wears bigger than a 43 millimeter, more like, I would say 44, and could go to a 45, but that's because lug to lug, I think it's about 50, 51 millimeters, which makes it even look even bigger and a more presence on your wrist. So it is big, but it's not as big. I mean, again, it's only 43 millimeters, but it appears bigger. So it wears bigger and it wears like a big watch. But, overall, and I've got a small wrist. I have about a 6.5-inch wrist. So it's not overbearing. It's not one of those watches that looks real big and in your face. In fact, this U-boat is 43 millimeters, the same size basically, and it looks a little bit smaller. But overall, really, it's it wears fine. It's durable. Again, it's solid. It's 200 meters water resistance. Screw down crown. Crown guards are pretty big. I mean, this watch is just a bulky and it's heavy and it's but it looks good. So and it has a purpose, you know. So on that note, whatever I missed out, I don't know. It's a good watch. I like it. Would I recommend this? Even though I'm not whole in love with it, sometimes it takes me a while to fall in love with a watch. I can buy a watch and love it as soon as I get it. I mean, I'm just like, I love this thing. I can't, and then a week later I hate it. And it goes into a watch box and I never wear it again. And then I'll buy a watch where I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then all of a sudden it becomes the watch I wear all the time. So this one I've only had for about a week and a half. So I'm not too sure with it yet, but it's kind of a good sign that I'm saying I'm not totally in love with it yet. But, overall, for the money, you can get it at Joma Shop for, I think, about just under $300. It retails at $500, which is really actually a really good price. I would say $500. If you paid $500 for this, you'd be good. Amazon, I paid more for it. I paid a little over $300 for it because Joma Shop didn't have the blue one in stock. They have multiple colors, and I just wanted the blue one. I've had too many black watches, and I didn't want a red one and whatever. So on that note, I paid a little bit more, but I don't care. Was it worth the money? Yeah, it's worth the money. So on that note, gonna have my beer, say cheers. Happy holidays. It's 2017. Today is the 25th of November, 2 days after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, or belated happy Thanksgiving. Belated, I don't know, after Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Cheers. Keep watching. Peace.